Okay, now we are at the most important, most precious part of the tabernacle. You guessed it right. That is the Holy of Holies. That is God's actual room. No one is allowed to enter in that room of the tabernacle. Only the high priest once a year was allowed to go in that room. Okay, after purification, after he did a lot of stuff, he was allowed to go. That's God's actual room. Okay, and that is found behind a heavy curtain. Okay, at the back of that room we can find the most special place of the tabernacle, the Holy of Holies. So what was inside the Holy of Holies? First, we have the famous Ark of the Covenant. We have the gold covered chest. Okay, and this is and think of it as God's throne. Okay, where he sits. There is the Ten Commandment that is in the Holy of Holies. Okay, there is a law. So there is the law that they kept breaking, that we keep breaking. Okay, so there is the law, and then there is the mercy seat on top of it, which means he forgive us. Then there is the sacrifice blood that is sprinkled over the mercy seat. Okay, there is the law, then there is the mercy seat, and then there is the blood that is sacrificed, that is sprinkled on the mercy seat, because God is the one that is covering our sin. Okay, so God is the one forgiving us, that God is the one who keeps forgiving us. Now we have Jesus, the perfect lamb, the ultimate sacrifice that died for us, that we don't need to sacrifice animals here and there throughout the year. Otherwise we would be sacrificing all the earth animal, honestly, to cover all our sin that we're doing, you know. So God once and for all sent his son Jesus to make him the ultimate sacrifice, so that we don't have to sacrifice all these animals anymore. But yeah, and the Holy of Holies is the most holiest place, like its name, right? And like we said, it's God's actual room. Okay, so with this part, the three parts of the tabernacle that God instructed the Israelites to make for him to dwell among them, it was done, right? They did it exactly the way God wanted them, instructed them to do, and they were done. And I wanted to read this verse in the book of Numbers to see what happened after they finished. Numbers chapter number 9, verse 15. It says, "On the day that the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the testimony, and at the evening it was over the tabernacle like the appearance of fire until morning." So it was always the cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And whenever the cloud lifted from over the tent, after that the people of Israel set out, and in the place where the cloud settled down, where there the people of Israel camped. So the cloud, after they finished, they finished to build the tabernacle the exact way he wanted them to build. The cloud from God rested on the tabernacle on the day, and then at night there is the appearance of fire on the tabernacle, on that tent, during the evening, during the night. And whenever the cloud was lifted, they had to go, because they were traveling from one place to another until they arrived to the promised land. They were moving. That's why it was God's mobile dwelling place, mobile house, the tabernacle. When they rested and they arrived to the promised land, they had to build a temple. It's called, because it was there. It was not moving. It was just a stable place to worship God.